I'm 6 foot and the top of these Milo comes up to my waist. She just pushed her out. Little shark calf. Welcome to the HSR, guys. My name is Nick Novak. Day 6. Today we are going to move these fall cows back to that far west pasture. We're going to try to save this middle pasture where they're at for this winter, because that's where we winter them at. It rained, so it should be green back up over there. I haven't even looked. But what we're going to do is go open that gate. But first thing, we're going to turn the water off. I'm going to shake the bag over there by the water. Maybe they'll get a drink. And then we'll make our way to that far gate and see if we can't get them pushed across. And any water that they didn't drink that's in the tank still, I'll just bucket it out into the ground, get the tank moved back to the other side, and hopefully they can stay there for maybe another 45 days or so before we move them back to this middle pasture. So anyways, this Charolais cow that I said is gonna have a calf in the next 5 days, I said that yesterday. She is got some slimy stuff coming out the back end. She's bagged up, she's looking fat. There's gonna be a calf soon. So fingers crossed she has the calf good, and we'll probably keep checking her. I'll probably come back tonight just to see. She's a 5-year-old cow. There should be no reason why. This should be her either probably third or fourth calf. Well, I guess third calf, because she didn't have a calf last year. So she should be fine having the calf. I don't know if it's going to be white or black, because she was either bred to a black Angus bull or a Charolais. So it's either going to be full Charolais or a Charolais Angus cross. So interesting to see. It looks like she has a really good bag. So I'll be interested to see kind of what happens. And I should mention, us just walking across the pasture for her might help get things moving too. But anyways, let's go up by the water, shake the bag. Most of the cows are there under the trees. Got them all up here. Just takes a little bit of a bag shake. Here comes those 2 whites coming up off the hill. They're kind of standing by the water. I'm kind of hoping they drink it so I don't have to bucket as much out. Looks like we're gonna get a couple here. We're gonna sit here for a second, and maybe some of them will get a drink real quick. Well, about half of them have gotten a drink, so we'll set you guys up on a time lapse on the back of the Jeep. Watch them follow. Just got here, got the gate open, got the stragglers coming in the back, but we got most of them up here on the front. So I'll drive through, and they gonna follow. It's just that easy. It just takes 1 or 2 times with those older cows, and they know the drill. Come on, girls. Go get you some green grass, mamas. Well, the flies are still pretty bad on these girls, even though I got them sprayed pretty dang good yesterday. I don't know if it's just me or just out here in Kansas, but the flies have been absolutely terrible all summer long. And I feel like nothing's stopping it. Come on, girls. Got a few more coming through here. See if we can't get these stragglers up. And just like that, they're off to find water probably, which there's 2 ponds on this pasture that have water in them, so I'm not in a big rush to get that tank done. But what I want to do is drive the fence line just real quick to make sure everything's up. I checked it before we left and it was fine, so I just want to make sure so I don't have cows out again. Not again, but so I don't have cows out in general. But yeah, anyways, let's go check these fence lines. Then when we get back to the gate, we'll dump that water out and bring that stock tank back up. I don't know if they're into greener pastures, because that hasn't been grazed all summer, but they're definitely on a green pasture. All right, so here's one of the ponds. I think it's actually a little bit of a spring. because I've never seen it go dry. And I've only been here 2 years, but I've always seen it full. Not full, but always have water. But look at that. Look at this grass in here. Those cows are gonna chew this up quick. That's some good stuff. But it's really pretty down here. Sometimes we'll take my girls down here and we'll just kind of hang out. And this is just our lease pasture. But it's really pretty. Yeah, it's going down, but there's still water in there. Just a nice little pretty pond. There's some trails in there, game trails that Willa likes to hike up and down. And then she likes walking on that log over there. It's actually pretty fun to have a place kind of away from home that is fun, but also only about 2 miles from the house. Anyways, let's keep checking fence. We're about 30% around it. And then we'll check out that other big pond once we drive by, and then keep on checking. I had to put this clip on. It's a hot wire clip because the wire was down there. Just the staples spit out. But I have wire and everything. I just don't have pliers because I left them in the mower from yesterday. So anyways, that's fine. I just use that for now, and we'll get her fixed next time we drive the fence line. So here's the big pond. As you can see, the dam goes all the way up to here. The lady I rent from, she said that she's seen it all the way full maybe a handful of times, and they've owned it for over 50 years. So I don't know if it'll fill all the way up. There's a nice spillway in the back that kind of just lets it kind of ease back. But the only thing I care about is that there's water in there, and there is, so it's the only thing that matters to me. Here's some pasture on the far side. There's a lot of grass in here. There's a lot of native right there. It gets thick again right in there. Really thick over here. About as tall as the tires. All right, so all the fence looked good. Just that one little spot was bad. What we're gonna do now is get this bucketed water out. As you can see, it's probably 70% full. I don't like wasting water. I'm not that type of guy, because I have to pay for it because it is rural water, but I can't wait till this afternoon and potentially let those cows not get any water. Yes, there's water in the pond, but it's hot. I don't want to risk it, so I'm willing to take $1 or $2 in loss. I mean, that's part of it. Not much I can do. Dragging her back. No leaking. See if she stops. Perfect. What I tried to do there is splash some water into the tank, try to clean it out a little bit. I don't care if it's super duper, it doesn't have to be super clean for me. I want to make it as clean as possible, don't get me wrong. But before we put them back to the winter pasture, before this winter, I always wash the tank. I do think it's important though to not even just wash the tank, but just dump it out and put new water in it for the simple fact of just health reasons and cattle. And you know, with us moving pastures every, you know, probably month, somewhere in that range, yes, I don't like wasting the water, but it is good to get them some good, fresh, clean water. But anyways, guys, let's run and look at these cows one more time. Take a look at that Char cow. See if I need to come back this evening, I mean. Which I probably will regardless, even if she doesn't look like she's going to. But I want to make sure she's doing fine. If she does have a calf, especially because she's having a calf a little earlier than we like. When I bought them, I knew they were going to calf, you know, middle of August, which is fine. We have probably another 30 to 40 days of heat left. And so if we can keep that calf alive, that'd be perfect. If not, we're gonna, for dang sure, give them as many rounds of electrolytes and stuff like that as we can, if need be. But on my place, I like to try to let the moms do their thing and kind of just grass, and that's it until this winter, until I start feeding them. So let's go take a look at these cows and Big Mama 130, and then here's old pregnant gal. She's almost looking uncomfortable now. Good back on her. We'll see if it's good milk or not. See if the money paid off. Like I said, I bought those two. I was gonna buy three. There was 3 Charolais cows, and I wanted to buy them. I don't know if you guys remember, but those 2 Charolais cows kind of signify my daughter's cows. You know, I have 2 little girls. Every year we want to put their calf money into an account to where when they graduate, they have it for college or for their wedding or whatever. But just, my wife and I think it's important to start saving now, because I know a few guys who have had girls and weddings and they're not cheap, and that's fine. I want to give them what they want, and so I'm not too worried about that. But I want to be prepared, and when I'm young, try to save back, you know, a couple $1,000 or even $1,500 a year if possible. If this calf crop stays like that, we get a lot of money every year. So anyways, let's head back to the ranch, see what else we can get into. Fall cows look good. I drove through the spring cows before I hopped on the GoPro. They looked fine. The flies, they don't look as bad on them. Well, we're gonna have a calf soon. Stay tuned. She just pushed her out. Little Char calf. And they're off to the races. All right, so I figured we'd come check out the Milo, see if it's heading out yet. As you can see, there's heads pushing through here. I'll be the first to say, I don't know a whole lot about farming because I didn't grow up doing it. I grew up in the feed yard, working with my dad, along with cattle. A little bit about this farm ground is it used to be in a butterfly program. And yeah, it sounds kind of weird, but they were paying out like $1,700 an acre. So the guy bought this property to put this 50 acres in the butterfly program. And let me do the math real quick. So I can't even remember, but it was so much money. 1,700 times 50 acres. He's making $85,000 a year, and he had in there for 5 years. So he paid off this land, and then he just decided to sell it after that. Okay, and so with the butterfly program came all these stickers, and if you see, I'm actually pretty surprised with how tall and how good this Milo looks. I'm 6 foot, and the top of these Milo comes up to my waist down here in these draws. You can see that grass is kind of taken over in a few places, but for the most part, we're starting to get heads. It's looking really good. I'm hoping to get a crop. We decided to not plant feed this year for the simple fact of wanting to be able to graze it. I thought, you know, if the Milo can make us a little bit of money from the grain, from my neighbor doing it for us, and then we can get 2 months of grazing, because kind of the going rate out here in this area, so to speak, is somewhere in the range of 1 acre per cow per month. And that kind of just depends on rain and how much grain and stuff that you get, but that's kind of the going rate, so to speak. So we have 50 acres. I'm planning on putting our spring cows out here, which there'll be about 15 is my guess. And so we might get 2.5 months of grazing, maybe even 3. So, well, I guess 3 months puts you at 15, 30, 45 acres. So it's probably gonna be closer to 3 months. And that's with a little bit of supplemental feed, you know, a little bit of alfalfa, you know. But these spring cows aren't gonna have any calves on them till like January, February, March. So, you know, if we turn them out here in November, we might not even have to touch them all winter long and just give them a little bit of alfalfa, you know, a couple times a day. So I'm really excited to see. Like I said, I don't know much. Sorry, I'm trying to get these stickers out. I'm getting poked. I don't know much about farming, so I'm not even gonna pretend like I do, but I do know that this should make a crop. It's starting to head out, which I like to see, because all my other neighbors and all their farm ground and Milo has been headed out for a while. We planted this late, which I think it may have benefited us, because as soon as we planted it, had a 1-inch rain, and it sat, had about a 30 hundredths, and it sat for probably 3 weeks, and it was starting to look a little iffy, and then we got 1 inch and then another 2 inches right after that. So there's definitely enough moisture in the ground to raise a crop. Let's just hope there's no hail or nothing like that to ruin those odds. But to be honest with you, I don't even know when my neighbor wants to cut this. I don't know. I know, you know, it has to head out, and it has to turn red, and it has to dry out, and all those things, but I just don't know a lot about it. But it's been fun learning both sides of the farming and ranching side. But with all that being said, I probably just rambled on. Some of you guys didn't even listen, but that's fine. I'm really happy. It's nice to see some really good plant growth in here. And I've even thrown the idea around of, you know, if Milo's not working out, of even doing a little bit of planting some sort of grass mix in here, and then just baling it for hay, grass hay. And I thought about that too. But I know it's gonna take probably 5 years, and that's what my neighbors told me, to get this farm ground back into, you know, tip-top shape, because it was used to be in CRP, and that butterfly program for 15 years, probably before that, was CRP. So, you know, maybe 20 years, and he's lived around here his whole life, that he says before he's seen this in farm ground before. So we've been doing a lot of fertilizing on it, a lot of spraying to get all that grass and those weeds and all that taken care of. But all in all, we're on year 2. We planted sedan feed last year. We had 107 bales. They weighed 1,700 pounds. That we had a lot of feed on this ground. But anyways, it'll be interesting to see the kind of the crop that we get and kind of the price we get at the co-op. I don't know a whole lot about it, so I'm really interested in learning. I'll make a video about it. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna end it here. We'll catch up with you guys tomorrow for day 7. I don't know what we have in store tomorrow, but it's gonna be something fun. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.